Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hey guys, ArchieLuxury reviewing the collection of my lifetime. And this is about my wristwatches and quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Polar Explorer 2. Guys, I want to talk about my wristwatch collection. And what I've decided to do is I've found some photos where I had my collection. This is significant collection moments, and what I'm trying to do is to have a look at these and see what I've learned from having this number of watches and this mix of collectibles. So I'd like to have a look at my collection. This here was a time where I had a bit of fun. I had 8 pieces. Normally my collection watch number is normally 3 to 5, but here I had 8. It was interesting. It was quite an assorted variety, and I had aims of keeping this collection forever. That's right, I did. Out of this collection here, I have 2. One piece is remained, which is my Reverso, Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. And the other piece is my Speedy, but it's not the same Speedy. It's a different Speedy. It's actually the Speedy that I've got is actually a later Speedy with solid end links. Solid end links indeed, Archie. So let's have a bit of a talk here about this sort of collection and what was the modus operandi. Well, it all started, I suppose the cornerstone of the collection was the Patek Philippe, the 5107, because before then I actually sold my pieces to buy this 5107. I had a small inheritance, and I had a Breitling Navitimer. It was the Breitling Navitimer, the old Navitimer 2. I had an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon, and I had a two-tone Rolex Datejust 36mm with factory diamond dial. So I gotta be honest with you. This was sort of, I went into that Patek. That was I actually sold off all the other pieces because I felt sort of guilty buying such an expensive Patek Philippe. The 5107. How much did it cost me? I tell you exactly what it cost me. I paid $12,250 US for that Patek Philippe. That's correct, guys. That is what I paid for it. And I gotta tell you, at the time, that was it's a considerable amount of money. Considerable. This photo was shot in July 2010. 2010. And I got to be honest with you, the cornerstone was that Patek Philippe. I then, after I got the Patek, I really loved that Patek. It was just amazing. My first no compromise sort of watch there. I remember the decision to get that Calatrava. I could have got a two-tone bluesy, even a Daytona, a steel Daytona. But I ended up picking this white gold Calatrava, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it completely. with this collection here, it sort of grew very quickly. I remember the next significant piece was the ArchieLuxury Reverso. That was a significant piece. That was for my 40th birthday, which didn't happen until 2012. But I got it before because I really loved the look of that piece. Interesting pieces in this collection here. I acquired a Vacheron Constantine. I got it from Shawnee from European Watch Gallery in Melbourne. He was then called Armadale Watch Gallery, I think. And it was just a beautiful 33mm Vacheron 6405 from 1960. Loved it to death. And I gotta be honest with you, they were a very, very cool watch. Fantastic condition. Little. It didn't have the bezel had just very, very fine. Just very, very fine. It's not the hobnail. It was just special lines. Very, very fine fat pattern on the bezel there. I adored it. I then, in succession, I got the Audemars Piguet, which I got to be honest with you, I basically bought the cheapest Audemars Piguet dress watch, 32mm. I probably should have got a better condition one. It wasn't terrible, a little bit over polished. Had a little bit of a stain on the dial, which I suspect those sort of cases aren't very waterproof. That's kind of what happened there. And the Explorer 2 that came. How did the Explorer 2 came? Well, my friend's Mercedes Pagoda, the commission for selling the Mercedes was the Explorer 2. I sold it for about $50,000. The Pagoda now is worth about $200,000. Ouch, Archie, ouch. Yes, indeed. The other pieces which I came into the collection was the two-tone AP. Very, very elegant watch. It developed a fault with the threading on the crown. Real bitch to fix. I flicked that very quickly after that fault came up. The Omega Speedmaster. That was quite a nice watch there. Had the pulsation type dial. Sorry, pulsation bezel, I should say. And the other piece I got was a Cartier Panther. Cartier Panther, which it was a watch. I always liked the Cartiers. So this collection here was a bit of a compromise. It kind of a bit of a hodgepodge, but it had some really cool features. 8 pieces. Pretty cool number. I had the Holy Trinity with the Patek, the VC, and 2 APs. Mind you, one was a quartz one. You could hardly sort of, that was a bit of a compromise. I had a ArchieLuxury, 2 heavy-hitting sports, the Rolex Explorer 2 and the Speedy, and a very casual Panther. This was a quartz, Cartier Panther quartz. Yes. So I had 2 quartzes, 2 sports. It was quite 2 APs. Quite an interesting kind of collection there. I enjoyed it. What happened was, why did I sell these things off? Well, I think what basically happened was it's one of these things. I love my collection, then I regroup. I had someone who wanted to buy the Vacheron. They offered me, I paid about $2,200 and I sold it. I had the watch serviced, very delicately polished by Watch Tech, and I sold it for $48.50. And then I decided, I got out of the Vacheron. You know what? I'd like to get rid of the AP. The AP I'd like to get rid of. Why? wasn't perfect. Then the quartz played up with the threading. The watchmaker said, I can fix this so it works for a couple months. Get rid of the fucking thing. It's going to need a AP service. And just get rid of it. It's going to be, you're going to overcapitalize on it. So I flicked out of that. And what I was really left with, the Cartier, fuck, that was a disaster. I sold it to this really nasty bitch in Israel. She tried to defraud me. Fuck! She tried to defraud me. I sent it. I sold it on Fleabay. I sent it EMS. She refused to sign for it. So I was waiting at her post office. She refused to sign for it and tried to get a refund. Fucking nasty bitch. Very, very nasty bitch indeed. Eventually I did get it back and I sold it at a slight loss. It had a slight dial blemish which kind of pissed me off. I asked Cartier how much for a new dial and it was ridiculous. I thought, fuck this thing off. So I basically decided after this here, I went into steel pieces, which was a white metal collection. So this collection here, you can see yellow gold, you can see two-tone, and you can see white metals, white gold, steel. The next phase was when I said, you know what, I don't like the hodgepodge of metal choices. Let's go white metal. So we'll talk about that next in the next video. This collection here, how did I feel about it? Well, it was quite a nice collection. I think in hindsight now, the AP dress watch and the VC, too small. 33 and 32 mil, too fucking small. Even the Royal Oak quartz, 33 mil, it wore a bit bigger, but it was too small. The Panther, yeah, it was too small as well. So they were kind of the nice pieces. The four good fundamentals were the Patek Philippe 5107, the JLC Reverso, the Rolex Explorer 2, and the Speedy. So I kind of regrouped, which was an interesting situation in itself there. So I converted this 6-piece collection. Sorry, I converted this 8-piece into a 6-piece. And that's probably what, I got to be honest with you. I had 8 pieces here, but I was more happy when I went to the 6. This was in my life, in my collections. My collections have really been compact collections. I'm a true believer in quality over quantity. This 8-piece collection here was sort of the largest I've kind of had for a while of luxury watches. Watches are expensive, and I'd had financial troubles and dramas in my life, but it was quite interesting where I churned these over. So it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. They were cool pieces. They were very cool, but I look at this photo here and I think, I miss the Patek. I've still got the Reverso. The smaller dress watches, I think, are too small. I'm pleased I got out. They were too small. I got good money. I got out, and I grew my collection. So I got to be honest with you. Some of these pieces here, I think quartz. I don't really want to own a quartz piece. I had 2 quartz, the Cartier and the AP. Quartz fucking sucks. Quartz really sucks. So thinking about it, I look at this collection here. It was a nice collection, but I think it's good to have sold the pieces I did sell. Okay, guys, this is the first one in the series. This is my 8-piece collection this was 2010, July 2010. Tell me what you think. What did you think? What did you think of this collection? Guys, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, put some nasty comments. Tell me, how did you rate this collection? I would say myself out of 10, I'd say this collection was probably a 6.5 or a 7. Bit of compromise there, but some good fundamentals. Okay, guys, this is the first one in the series. Tell me if you like this series or you hate it. Tell me what you think. And until next time, ciao, fuckers.
Oh. Hey, Archie Luxury fans. If you're into luxury, then you got to be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to have a quick talk to you. Do you need to sell a wristwatch? Do you want to sell a piece for reinvestment? Do you have too many watches? Well, guys, I'm here to tell you that my good friends at Sydney and Brisbane Vintage Watch Co. are looking for quality wristwatches for their store. Now, Ronnie has instructed me to tell you guys that he is paying more than other dealers. That's correct. He pays top prices for quality pieces. So guys, if you've got a Rolex you want to sell, or a Patek, or anything, you want to sell a wristwatch, give the guys at Vintage Sydney, it's Vintage Watch Co. Give them a call. That's right, guys. They're paying good prices. They've always been very, very fair to me. And I got to tell you, they are nice people to do business with. I'm just trying to find their card here. Where the hell did I put it? Look, ask for Ronnie in Brisbane, or Philip in Sydney. That's correct. They will look after you. Tell them Archie sent you. That's right. Tell them Archie sent you. They're paying top prices. That's correct. Brisbane and Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Your premium place to sell watches. Tell me, guys, this is for you. Tell them Archie sent you, and they will give you extra keen pricing.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video, because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs, available at bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.